Hey, what's up everybody, and welcome to another great product spotlight video brought to you by Mount Baker Vapor. And today we got a special up-close look at a product that is headed your way soon, and you're gonna want to be sure you don't miss this because it's pretty cool. And I know a lot of you are probably familiar with the brand and familiar with these style of devices, and you're gonna jump on board and you're gonna run right out after this video and you're gonna grab one from MT Baker Vapor. So I'm sure you're wondering, what am I talking about? I don't want to keep you in suspense. We're talking about the X-Priv kit by Smok. This is a great starter kit, and I guess by starter kit, you know, I mean that it comes with a tank and a box. It's not going to be like a little mount to lung starter kit, but you know, for somebody looking to either upgrade their equipment or make that jump from a small pod style device or a mount to lung device to a larger box mod with a full-on sub-ohm tank that can chuck those clouds and produce that flavor. So let's go ahead and dive down and take a closer look at the Smok X-Priv. All right, and here is our up-close look at the Smok X-Priv kit. You can see it comes in the typical Smok package. We've got this nice colorful outer sleeve with a nice big image here of what the device will look like inside, and that just slides right off. We can just slide that guy right off, and inside we have our standard black box labeled Smok. Almost kind of looks a little bit like a box maybe with some jewelry inside or something. You know, just very clean, very classy, very simple. And inside there is the Smok X-Priv. And for those of you familiar with Smok, you're going to notice a difference right away. You can see the difference in the shape of the device itself, where the adjustment buttons have been placed, the up and down buttons, and even the side fire button. It seems like it's a lot more low profile to me. It really blends in with the mod. It gives this a nice, clean, sleek look. And I've noticed that it seems more compact as well. So I feel like they've kind of retooled this and repositioned the board inside of these devices, and just really built the chassis to fit right around that battery sled in there. So you get this nice compact box mod. And this is, like I said, this is a dual 18650 battery mod. It is capable of running from 1 watt all the way up to 225 watts. So you're gonna have plenty of power, and you're gonna need it if you're gonna be using that TFV12 Prince on there, because you can really be pushing those watts through that coil to get that vapor and that flavor that you want to. And you don't have to, but it's always nice to have that. So we're gonna dive down a little bit more into that. If you'll notice, you can kind of see that the design has changed as far as like the way these are colored. So with a lot of the Alien kits, it seemed like they were painted, and a lot of people were complaining because it felt cheap. The paint would chip off and the device just looked like garbage after a while. And this is definitely a cleaner look. You can see that there's not any paint on here, but it does have this nice, very understated sort of design. This honeycomb print on there, and this color we're looking at here is what Smok is calling Prism Gunmetal, and I do gotta say I really dig the color. I also dig this chrome finishing, kind of a fingerprint magnet, but you know, I'm not gonna get nitpicky about it. It is definitely a good looking device. Yeah, so I mean, that kind of impressed me right out of the box, and there are multiple colors that we're gonna have available that I think you guys are gonna dig. Standard 510 connection at the top, 510 spring-loaded connection. Really good fit for the TFV12. You're getting that contact real easily. You're not really having to press real hard down on that 510 pin, but it is very reactive. So, you know, you just screw it on down in there into those nice threads, and it sits very nicely. We're gonna go ahead and throw that on, but first, we're gonna put in some batteries so we can fire this up. We're gonna put in our OhmTech batteries, and those are always my go-to batteries, the OhmTech OhmLife batteries. Been a fan of those for a long time. I mean, these things run at over 3,000 mAh for an 18650 battery. When I'm running on a device like this, this is my go-to, and you can pick those up at MT Baker Vapor as well. And to be honest, that's pretty much where you should be buying all of your stuff, because we have everything you need. So yeah, got the battery sitting in there, snap my case on the back, and it's going to be 5 clicks to fire this up. 5 clicks, and you see the Smok logo pop up. And I'm sure what you're noticing right now, especially those of you who this is, this is not your first time seeing a Smok device, you're going to notice the new user interface here. I love how this big, large piece of glass is here. We're not relegated to like a little simple square screen. It just really looks good on this device. The user interface is a lot bigger as far as the numbers and the readouts are concerned. And it's also a lot more colorful and a lot more bright. So yeah, Smok, good job there. It looks really, really good. Yeah, so we've got that fired up. And we can show you a few little tricks here. Right now the device is locked. And in order to lock and unlock the device, 5 clicks. 5 clicks unlocked. And if you are to hold the fire button and your down button here, this is going to be a shortcut to your menus, which is really cool. Simultaneously. And then you can kind of see, well, maybe you can see, it happens really fast and you have to really, it's locked again. Let's unlock it. It goes to this screen, and that has shortcuts to your power modes. So you can either be in wattage, you can be in temp control titanium. And that's the only thing I don't like, is it goes away really fast, but it's super quick to get there. A little quicker than it is to do it some of the other ways. But that will take you to wattage, titanium, stainless steel, your memory modes, and such. And if you hit plus in the fire button at the same time, maybe we gotta hold that. It's in wattage. Ah, I see. Okay, so we're gonna wanna be in wattage. This will take you to power modes, soft, normal, hard. So that's gonna change the amount of vape that you're gonna get. That's gonna change the experience you have. You can have it in soft. It's kind of almost like a preheat function. So it's gonna change the amount of heat and vape that you are getting out of that device and how quickly you get it. I just thought that was really cool that they made that shortcut, because if you go to that menu traditionally, we go the long way around. And what you're gonna do is click 3 times, and that'll take you into this menu here, which has your different mode settings, like I said, so wattage, titanium, nickel, stainless steel, and memory modes. We're gonna select wattage, and what you're gonna wanna do to keep cycling through this menu is to long press the fire button, and that takes us to 75 watts, and you can adjust that there. And what that is for is so that, yeah, we could set our wattage right now if we know what we want to run our coil at. Now say you're running it in temp control mode, though, you can change your wattage for temp control there, which is really handy. Long press, preheat. Let's change that to hard. I like that on hard. Now we've selected, but we've scrolled through all of those menus. Now we've got puff settings, puff clear, puff counter, and looks like I long clicked it over. You can get to the different colors here. So yeah, like what we saw in that user interface initially, it was blue. So you got blue, purple, orange, red, white, and green. Oh, nice little touch. I really dig the blue, MBV blue. And then you're gonna long press on that. And then screen timeout. I don't want my screen timeout to be 60 seconds. I want it like 30 seconds because it's a really bright, colorful user interface. So I want to maximize that. And then it takes me over to power on and off. And then we can go power off. We're going to click the check mark to turn it off. X would be to escape. And you're going to long press that and it turns right off. Like I said, 5 clicks. we'll turn that on and off for you. And there is one other little cool trick that I found to be quite useful. So you can see it's really nice that Smok makes that menu very clear. There's tons of options in there for you to customize your device. However, it can be, in my opinion, a little bit cumbersome to do all this clicking and long pressing to get through there, especially just to turn your device off. So, pro tip right here, which you can find in the user manual: 5 clicks locks your device. Now, say you want to turn your device off. All you do is just keep holding, hold the fire button, hold the fire button, boom. You see, it goes to sleep. Night night. And that's pretty much all there is to this device. So you can see, you know, very easy to navigate, tons of menu settings. Oh, one other thing is, so let's say we go into those menus. 1, 2, 3. And you want to cycle through, so all we do is click 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Now we're in the puffs. 1, 2, 3. I just want to change my color. I'm gonna rock the pink, purple. Is that purple? I think that's purple. And then long press. And then 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And we're back. So yeah, if all you want to do is navigate through those menus, 3 clicks will get you through there really quick. Inside the box, we have a couple other goodies. Spent a lot of time on the mod because that is kind of what is being featured here in today's video. We have done a review for the Smok TFV12 Prince, but we will take a look at it again today. Standard paperwork, we've got your battery safety card, typical stuff, a Smok warranty card, and you know, this user manual that they include, it actually is very detailed. It goes into a lot of depth about how to use the menu functions, what they do, these cool little shortcuts we just went over. So, you know, watch the video a few times, take a look at the user manual. It will definitely increase your enjoyment and your experience with this device. And you know, the way the Smok does it is they typically tend to give you a ton of goodies, and this is no exception. They definitely did not skimp out on anything. So we've got the standard USB charging cable, and you can charge this device through the USB charging, and I believe it is probably about a 1.5 amp charge. They didn't advertise a quick charge, and usually you know, if a company has a chip that does that, they tend to advertise that, but I could be wrong. I doubt it. It doesn't happen often. We also have some replacement glass in here. Standard things, but always nice little extras to have. You know, our spare part bag, we got some extra goodies, O-rings, the rubberized cap for the top fill. And inside we've got a T10 coil. Now this is going to be 5 dual coils here. You can really see how big that coil is inside, and this thing is a beast. So this coil is definitely going to give you maximum flavor and vapor. And now in my experience, I felt that this was a tighter draw than the coil that is the Q4 that I believe is installed. So, but if you're looking to run at high wattages, this T10 is definitely the coil for you, and they are super popular. We can't even keep these things on our shelves, so if that's something you're interested in, I would definitely check that out. Typically, you are going to run this coil. It says best between 80 and 110, but it can be run 60 to 120. So yeah, this is definitely for them flavor chasers and cloud chuckers right there. And we've got the tank that comes with it. And to me, that's what makes this so great. So Smok gives you this device, and then they throw in the very, very popular TFV12 Prince. And you can see, we screw this device on, you can just see how good that looks, man. I mean, you know, who doesn't want to get a nice new kit right out of the box? Everything you need, reasonably priced at high quality, and have it looking like very, very sexy, just like this device does, you know? There's a lot of people out there who are making that transition, like I said, from a pod style device or older hardware, and this is going to be what they see. You know, why not give it a shot? good looking device here. And there's a reviewer by the name of Mike Vapes who brought up a good point about a lot of these people that hate on Smok. So, you know, Smok's got a new product coming out like every other week. You know, we've seen boxes like this from Smok before. A lot of you are probably familiar with the Alien or other devices from Smok. But there's a lot of people out there that are just getting into vaping or are at the stage where they're making that transition to a box mod or to a sub-ohm tank. So for them, this stuff is going to be brand new. So I really do appreciate that about Smok. You know, they're very diligent in bringing out and reimagining and retooling and improving upon hardware that already existed, whether it was from them or from another company, to make sure that we always have high quality, high wattage starter kits available for users. I think it's sun's going down. It's getting a little dark in here. So we're gonna wrap it up. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna throw some juice in this. We got the Q4 coil in here. Let's see what this guy runs at. Q4 coil is a 0.4 coil. It can be run 40 to 100 watts, best at 60 to 80 watts. Now the thing I like about this Q4 coil is that it's a little more airy. I really don't feel, me personally, with some of these coils where they've got like 5 dual coils inside of the coil head and tons of cotton, it's almost like sucking through a sponge. So it's a little more restricted to me. I find because there's more cotton, the coil seems to burn out quicker. But this Q4 is just this giant macro coil, and there is a lot of cotton in there, but it's wicked really, really well. My complaint in the past with the TFV8 was that it had a very, very cottony flavor and that you really had to break in that coil, and it took like a whole tank of juice to break in a coil. And I didn't have that experience with this, which was really nice. So these coils break in really, really quickly, not tons of cotton. Love the draw on this thing, and the flavor for a coil that is rated best 60 to 80 watts is just fantastic. And I think it's great that Smok is putting these coils in there that run at a reasonable wattage range. Nobody wants to be running at 150 watts all the time. So, you know, there's something in here for everybody, which, you know, I find that impressive. I think, you know, this stuff's just getting better and better every day. And it's always cool just to find these little things and, you know, appreciate the little differences that each device has to offer. So yeah, like I said, we're not going to go too in depth into the TFV12, but I do want to show you guys how it performs with the X-Priv kit. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to juice this coil up. You always want to make sure to prime your coils. If you don't, especially with large, beefy, well-wick coils such as these, you're definitely going to burn that coil, and I guarantee you are not going to have a good experience. Once that coil's burnt, you're not going to be experiencing that full awesomeness that is the TFV12 Prince. So yeah, make sure to wick your coils properly. Give them a minute or two to sit. Today we've got flavor that some of you may be familiar with. Definitely one of my favorites when I'm feeling a little fruity, in the mood for something kind of light but still got tons of good flavor, and that is guar from our guar line Spew. And Spew is a really good melon flavor. And for those of you that don't know, the guar line is a line produced by Mount Baker Vapor, and that is in partnership with guar. So, you know, any of you who are familiar with guar know they're a little edgy, and this flavor too is a little edgy in a good way. But yeah, give it a shot. Check them out. Check out that whole guar line. Definitely a great line of juices. Some interesting flavors. We're gonna go ahead and drip a little on here. Get that coil all nice and wicked up. That big O macro coil in there. Usually I do the sides, but it has these weird wicking ports on the side. And I assume what this does is keeps the coil from over wicking because there's so much cotton in there, and it does wick really well. So I'm not able to squirt the juice directly onto the wicking holes, but that's okay. We'll just juice it up a little bit and juice it up a little bit more. Kind of breaking my own rule here. Usually I don't like to do this just because you can get a lot of torque on it, screwing the mod against your tank. You know, we'll throw that back on real quick. And you know, we pointed this out in the other video, and I just want to mention it again. It's really cool that they put this locking mechanism on the tank. Before, it was just a swivel open, swivel close, top fill, and you kind of had to press down and pull up and out to make sure it was open, press down and push in to lock it. But now that you've got this little locking button here, you just press the button and it swivels right open. And you know, peace of mind, definitely something that was an improvement on that top fill design that Smok has. We're gonna go ahead and fill her up with some of that Spew. And this thing does hold a ton of juice. So you've got this bubble glass and the straight glass, and with this bubble glass, it holds 8 mils of juice. And I guarantee you, once you've tried Spew or any of the other guar lines, you are definitely going to want to make sure you have that bubble glass on there, because 8 mils is just not going to seem like enough, you know? You're going to be blowing through this juice faster than you think. So the more you can get in there, the better, definitely. We're almost there. Almost there. All right, for the purpose of the video, I think that's good. I can always top it off later. That's what the X-Priv kit looks like, all set up and ready to go. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna go ahead and head back up, and we're going to talk about a little bit more vape on it and see what it's all about. And there it is, all set up, ready to go, ready to get our vape on the Smok X-Priv kit. And you know, I really love the way this thing looks with these Cobra resin drip tips that Smok has included in the TFV12 Prince. It really goes with this whole prism color look, the prism gunmetal, very matchy, you know, and there's no overhang just because of the design of the base of the TFV12 Prince, and that's cool. I mean, it's a good looking mod. I really am digging the repositioning of these adjustment buttons here, the up and down button, and like I said, the user interface really stands out and really kind of brings a whole new vibe to this mod. Very clean, very elegant, but still very simple. You know, what's not to love? We've got it fired up to 70 watts. We've got our Spew sitting inside on this 0.4 coil. It says best run 60 to 80 watts, sitting at 70 watts, halfway open. Let's go ahead and vape on it and see what it's like. Yeah, it's got a really good airflow, you know. I know we've reviewed the tank, but the taste is very clean. You know, the Spew, that honeydew cantaloupe melon mix, very, very, very clean, very smooth. It doesn't have any menthol or anything like that, but it has like this very cool effect to it. You know, just a nice light vape. Definitely something that you can vape on all day. But the mod is very responsive. I mean, it's firing instantly. Yeah, that's fast, you know, and I'm running in hard mode, 70 watts, and you can see, and the vape isn't overwhelming. It's like the perfect amount for me. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna crank it up to 80, which is the high end of the recommended spectrum. Maybe if we're feeling dangerous, we'll go all the way up to 100. We'll see how this goes. Yeah, we got it sitting at 80 watts. And we're gonna open the airflow up a little bit. I had the airflow about a quarter of the way open. Now it's about 3/4 on both sides. 80 watts, 0.4 ohm coil. Whew, and you can see, very responsive, lots of flavor off that Spew, great vapor production as well. These things are, there's just a match made in heaven. You know, you're out there looking for a new tank, you're out there looking for a new mod. See, I'm kind of rocking back and forth, I'm getting so excited. That's fantastic. I mean, Smok's done all the work for you, but they put these two great devices together, and all that's left for you to do is enjoy. And you can, all you have to do is pick one up at mtbakervapor.com, and you're going to want to do that as soon as you can, because these things are just gonna fly off the shelves. I'm telling you, every Smok product we get, we can't keep it in stock. But you know, take your chances. And when you're not buying your mod or your juice from us, you're gonna wanna follow us on social media, and you can do that at Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Make sure to check out other great product spotlight videos, comment and like those, and stay tuned for more great stuff coming your way from Mount Baker Vapor.